Hi, I'm Rosie from Rosie's Crafty Corner. I'm a crocheter, teacher, and designer. Today I'm going to teach you guys how to do the double crochet, which in abbreviations that's DC. So let's get started. Okay, let's get right into it. We are going to chain 15. So we get our yarn on our hands, get our hook ready, and begin chaining. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so you should have 15 chains now, so make sure you just check and make sure you have that amount. Alright, because double crochet is a slightly bigger stitch than the other ones that we have already learned, we are going to skip the first 2 chains that you made, okay? So we're going to skip the first one and we're going to skip the second one. So that means we're going to work in that 3rd chain, okay? So you're going to count 3, 1, 2, 3, and you're going to work in that 3rd chain. Alright, so if you remember in the half double crochet that we learned, we had to wrap our hook around the yarn to make the stitch. We're going to do the same thing to start with, okay? So make sure you find that 3rd chain. So 1, 2, 3, and you're going to work in that 3rd chain. Okay, let's get started with the double crochet. You're going to wrap your yarn around your hook, and you're going to put your hook into that 3rd chain. Alright, and then you're going to grab more yarn and you're going to pull that yarn through that 3rd chain. And again, like the half double crochet, we have the 3 loops on our hook. But instead of pulling the yarn through all 3 of the loops, we're going to do it slightly differently, so watch carefully. We are going to grab the yarn. We are going to pull that yarn through 2 of those loops, just the 2. Alright, and now you're going to have 2 loops on your hook. Then you're going to grab more yarn and pull it through those 2 loops on the hook. Okay, so now that stitch looks much different now. It doesn't look like the half double crochet, it's much bigger. Let's do it again in the next chain. You're going to wrap the yarn around your hook. Put your hook in the next chain, grab some more yarn and pull that through the chain. You'll have 3 loops. Grab some yarn and pull it through 2 loops. Now you'll have 2 on your hook. Grab more yarn and pull it through those 2 loops. That is a double crochet. Let's do it again. Wrap the yarn around your hook into the next chain, grab more yarn and pull it through that chain. You'll have 3 loops. Grab yarn and pull it through 2 of those loops, and then you're going to pull the yarn through the last 2 loops. And you're just going to repeat that all the way down the line. Since we skipped the first 2 chains, we are going to have 13 double crochet. And there we go. We went through every single chain. So let's count them to make sure we have 13. We're starting with the first one that we made. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So make sure you go back and make sure you have 13 stitches. Okay, now we are going to turn our work, but remember we have to chain at the end before we do that. So we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and then we are going to flip our work. Okay, now we're going to crochet through those stitches that we just made. Alright, so these are your chains, 1, 2, and this stitch right here, that is your first double crochet that you're going to crochet in, okay? So remember, if you look at the top, you can find those stitches very easily. So the chains are here, 1, 2, and your stitch is here. So you're going to wrap the yarn around your hook, and you're going to put your hook in that first stitch. Pull the yarn through. You'll have 3 loops. You're going to grab the yarn and pull it through the first 2 loops. You're going to grab more yarn and pull it through those 2 remaining loops. That is your double crochet. And again, grab the yarn, put it in the next stitch, pull it through, grab the yarn, pull it through 2 loops, grab the yarn and pull it through those 2 last loops. And you're going to repeat this until you get to the end. Okay, once you get to the end, you're going to make sure that you didn't crochet in that top of the chain that we made at the beginning. So there's these 2 chains at the end. You do not want to crochet in the chain accidentally. So when you think you're finished after you've gone to the end of the row and the stitches that you made, just make sure you just go back and count to make sure you have 13. Remember, do not count the chain 2 that you made at the beginning. You just count the double crochets that you made. So let's count those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So that's perfect. So if you crochet in accidentally in those chain stitches, the chains that you did at each end, then your work will start to expand like widely, and it won't look straight. You want to have a nice straight line, okay? So just practice that. You should be able to get it. It can take a few times to get it done perfectly, but you'll get there, I promise. You did a really good job doing the double crochet today. Remember, when you do each row, make sure you count how many stitches that you did. Depending on how many chains that you made at the beginning, it'll vary how many that you will have throughout the project. But in this case, we did chain 15, and because we skipped the first 2 chains, we would have 13 stitches in every row. So make sure you count and make sure you have 13 every time. If you do, then your project will look nice and straight and proper. If not, if you're accidentally adding stitches here and there, it'll look a little bit warped and you might have to restart. But it's worth the practice. You'll get there eventually. And good job. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you learned a lot in these videos. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you're enjoying them, and please share with your friends. I know there's a lot of people that love to learn how to crochet, and hopefully these videos will be helpful for them. Thank you. Bye.